Okie, good evening everybody, welcome to this little live stream, hope you're all well. So I thought for today's little live stream I really need to start thinking about making a few little like Christmas projects and Christmas designs. Little spoiler alert, I've broken my bauble, which I'm very sad about. It's falling apart. Luckily I didn't like break it like too much, like it's only really the bottom part which I've managed to rescue, and I think it's probably fixable, like if I get some glue and stuff. But yeah, I'm a little bit sad that I've ended up breaking this Christmas bauble. But yeah, this is a little bauble that I started painting last year, or that I painted last year. I was going to finish it off this year by adding some more things to the snowdrops, but it's kind of it jumped off my desk and it had hit the floor, and very sad about it. It was literally about an hour ago. Up till then it's been sitting immaculately, but I decided to try and clear some stuff on my desk and kind of with my big elephant hands knocked it off and it fell on the floor, so I'm a bit gutted. But it has given me the inspiration for this little live stream video, because what I've decided I want to do is take the little line that I painted on it, so the little fox and the robin friend, and actually turn it into a proper illustration on this little canvas board, because then I can hopefully then turn it into like Christmas cards and just Christmas prints and stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to start doing in this little live stream today, because obviously I know it is only the middle of September, but I need to start trying to think and make some things to sell for like Christmas. I'll probably also need to start thinking about making some stuff to sell for Halloween and stuff. But yeah, I am hoping to, I've got another like 11 baubles somewhere in my bedroom underneath my like desk somewhere, which I want to paint eventually. And I want to do a similar thing where I end up with a bauble and an actual proper illustration that is related to the bauble, and a card and stuff like that. So yeah, I thought for this little live stream we could go about starting off this little canvas painting. So yeah, he is now gonna forever sit on my little desk in his little egg cup, his egg with legs. I don't know why that always makes me laugh, sitting there balancing my little bauble in the egg cup. I think it's just because it sort of looks like a weird little snowman, and it's always made me chuckle. But yeah, I thought for today's little live stream we can get on with designing this little illustration. I obviously do have a lot of other little illustrations that I've started on these little live streams. Some of them are getting quite close to being finished, so what I think was on Sunday I'm going to do like a really long live stream, like hopefully starting like 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, although it does depend on if my sister and my nephews come round. But yeah, I want to kind of do like an extra long live stream on Sunday where I actually go about finishing off some of the illustrations, some of the work that I've started, especially my big bear one that I really want to get that one done, and my otter painting that I've been working on recently. I want to get that one done and signed off. But yeah, I feel like just for tonight, seeing as I'm slightly in a bit of a sulky mood because I managed to smash my bauble, I feel like this is the thing that I want to work on tonight, because hopefully it will cheer me up a little bit, because it's all broken and I'm not happy about it, because it's sat there on my desk for about a year and I was just really clumsily I was actually trying to tidy up and get all organised so that it wouldn't end up falling on the floor, and it did. Oh, please don't fall apart too much. But yeah, luckily it's only smashed a little bit. Like, I think it's probably still mendable. But yeah, I'm going to leave that little thing, him there, just for a little reference, just for a little bit. And what I'm going to do is grab a pencil. Oh, I'm having a nightmare day today. All my pencils are just falling out of my box as well. Oh. Deary me. I was going to have such a productive day today, But I spent most of the day like procrastinating. Then I tried to tidy up. Then I tried to work on another project, and that didn't go very well. So yeah, just having a bit of a nightmare day for things today. But hopefully, I can at least be a little bit productive in this live stream. Okay, right, I got a nice sharp pencil again. So luckily, because it's kind of like, because I'm basing this canvas or this illustration off of something that already exists, I don't have to figure out too much what I want to do. I can kind of just have a look at it. The only thing I probably do need to figure out a little bit is like the placement of, because obviously for the bauble I had to put everything quite close together, so it could all fit in like a little minuscule place. But on here I can spread it out a little bit, so hopefully I can do it so they spread out a little bit more. So if I split this canvas roughly in half, like so, what I can probably do is make it so that the fox kind of takes up this half, and then the robin, actually it'll probably be a bit of a border, and then the robin can take up this kind of half here, and then there'll be snowdrops. We might have to raise the fox up a little bit so that it comes above the snowdrops. But yeah, snowdrops all the way down here, stars and pretty dusty specky things. Okay, right. So I just need to find the reference photos that I used for this bauble. Obviously I can just look at the actual bauble as well. So I think I've managed to keep the robin one. Right, we'll go for this one. Let's get the robin sketched out and then we'll do the fox in a bit. So, needs to make sure I have a nice lot of room for its wingspan. From what I can remember as well with these, is I wanted to eventually do like some little stocking designs as well, based on the little illustrations and stuff. like as in Christmas, handmade Christmas stockings, and maybe like I was going to do like cushions and stuff as well eventually, but I've definitely left it too late to do things like that. I think probably should have probably started doing things like that in like, I don't know, April time. One thing I'm very bad at is getting ahead of things, and like it's like I should probably really work in like collections and stuff like that, but I don't know. I've got a lie, feeling a little bit negative about things today because I've just had a bit of a bad day. But hopefully coming on here and doing this will make me feel a bit positive again. One thing I do just need to do is set up my other camera because I'm trying to be a good girl this week and get back into doing vlogging, so I might as well film a little bit of what I'm doing. I don't need to film it all because obviously it ends up on the channel anyway, these little live. Right, let's really focus on trying to get the shape of this, or should I focus on getting the fox in and then we can focus on really getting the shape of everything alright. It's going to sound weird, I'm actually sitting writing a story about Christmas baubles at the moment. It's not all about Christmas baubles, but they essentially come to life a little bit in my little story. I want to carry on writing it this weekend. I've decided I want to start writing my own little stories so that I can then do the illustration. I'd love to eventually do the animations for them as well, but right, I don't want to get too hung up on getting the position of the robin right, of adding the details to the robin yet. Just want to get it in. So we've got that little robin there. Now he is looking the key thing is that I want to make it look like the fox and the robin are looking at each other. Because it's the whole original idea, I think, from what I can remember, behind the little bauble is that it was like unlikely friendships at Christmas, or like unlikely interactions, because I like to try and give like different things a story, because I think it just helps me know what I'm doing and things if I give things a story. Doesn't necessarily mean I'll ever write a story, but it just kind of likes to have a bit of story behind it. So that fox looks like it could be in a good position there. Make sure they look like they're making eye contact. Perhaps end up I could end up using a robin where his tail is more downwards and he's looking more at the fox, maybe. Yeah, because that's the difference between working from the bauble and working on the canvas, is that obviously I've got a lot more space on the canvas to fill up, so everything can be slightly bigger. Also can be spaced a bit better, because that actually was one of the hardest things about painting that little bauble, is working out how to space them so that when it was like hanging properly you get like a good enough view of everything. That's something that I need to figure out a bit better when I come to painting the other baubles that I want to do. I think this was based on that reference, or it looks very similar to that, so I shall use that reference. So, right, let's get this little fox properly sketched out. So let's give him a little nose. But yeah, I was so gutted because this little bauble has sat on my desk for like the last year or so, and I had managed to keep it in one piece until like about half an hour ago, and then it smashed everywhere. Luckily it didn't smash into too many pieces. So his ear actually comes a bit more out here. I actually don't mind if there's a little bit of like heat, like a little bit of bit here, because I can fill it up with like snowdrops. So if I find that his ear ends up a bit further in, I actually think that might work quite nicely. And if I don't think it works quite nicely, I can always move it again. Key thing is I really want him to make sure that he looks like he's looking up. Yeah, so his ear's going to come in the canvas a bit more, which is fine, because I've got a feeling that actually the robin's going to end up coming in a bit more once I've got the correct length of his wingspan. So hopefully this little fellow will end up a little bit more here-ish. Well, that's quite a handy thing to notice. So the side of his body here is basically in line with the side of his ear. Let's fill in his ear a little bit more. I feel like as I get closer to Christmas I might paint some of these little baubles live on stream, or do them as like a separate art video at least, because they are quite fun to do. Just have to make sure I've got very small paintbrushes. But yeah, I got them as a from, I think it was Hobbycraft, I think. I was going to get some offline because you can, on Amazon you can get like loads of different size ones as well, which might be quite good for if I want to do slightly more detailed work, because I did it, that was quite painstaking having to get a really small paintbrush and painting the details on this little bauble. I don't want to move it too much because I'm worried he's going to fall apart where I accidentally broke him. I definitely need to get some glue to stick it back together. Right, so I've roughly sketched out where I'm going to put the fox. Quite like the fact that I've still got a bit of room to the side of him where I can add some of the snowdrops in. The only thing I am wondering is whether I've done them slightly too low. Whether I need... nah, I don't think... no, we'll leave him where he is for now. Just gonna scribble in some darker bits just to indicate where the darker bits are. Obviously when I come to paint him that'll be a bit more obvious, but darker bits there, darker bits there. Okay, right, let's go back to working on Mr. Robin. Find the reference again, move him over. So obviously the one key thing I want to do is make sure they are looking at each other, so I think maybe I need to move him up and over a bit to make it look like they're making eye contact, because they're meant to have been like, in my head they're kind of like unlikely friends at Christmas time. Well, that's what I based the bauble design off of. I was going to do like, last year I was going to do like a whole collection of them and eventually sell them, of like unlikely friendship baubles, but by the time I thought of the idea and actually started getting around to painting them, I didn't sell any. Or I only painted this one. I think also because I suddenly got a few commissions and stuff, so but I ordered the baubles, so hopefully this year I can actually make a few of them and hopefully see if I can perhaps sell a few of them. Christmas funds. I also want to this year put any money that I get at Christmas time into a local art and craft club for kids. So I've been banging on about setting up one of them all year, but I just haven't had the funds to actually properly get everything I need to sort that out. Right, so yeah, I'm just working on moving this robin inwards a bit. It definitely looks more like he's making eye contact with the fox now. I was trying to, as part of the little bauble collection, think of other unlikely friends you'd get at Christmas. So I was trying to think of what would be like an unlikely friend for still trying to think of that, to be honest. Maybe a seal, because in real life they'd probably eat each other. Right. Key thing is, have I left enough room for the robin's wingspan? Hopefully, just. I think I've just about made enough room for his wingspan. Let's draw his leg in. So one thing I didn't end up doing on the actual bauble design was painting his feet in. Might have used a slightly different reference if I'm honest, but yeah. I was going to finish off the bauble this year, but it's now smashed, so might have to see if I can glue it together and then finish it off, and painting in the robin's feet and the rest of the snowdrops and stuff. I don't mind if a few of the wingtips go off of the edge. That'll be okay, hopefully. It's Still wondering if I need to shift it along a little bit more so it's closer to the centre. Maybe so it's there. The beak would be there. The eye would be there. I think it does. Right. Okay, let me grab my rubber if I can find it. Oh, you wouldn't have believed I tidied up all my desk today. Where have I put my rubber? It's always the case, I tidy things up and then I can't find the things that I would use lying around. I have to use my other rubber. It's not as good, but it will do the trick hopefully. Oh god. This is where I wish I had a putty rubber because it's going to go a bit smudgy. Be bad. Luckily I'm painting in acrylic paints over the top, so it will hopefully cover up quite easily. What I probably should have done, oh it's going to make the, sorry, the camera's going to wobble a bit where I'm rubbing out. Probably what I should have done is sketched out the design on paper first and then transferred it onto canvas later, but never mind. Right, so I need to move him across a bit. So we'll start with basic triangle for beak, head shape, body shape, and then wing. Shape-ish there. Right, let's try and, if I sharpen my pencil, see if I can rub out a few more marks. So it's going to get a bit confusing. Oh, my tea's going mental where I'm making the table wobble. Owl and a mouse would be a good idea. I hadn't thought of that. Yeah, that would be a really good idea. Thank you, Beth. With that, I'm going to have to write that down somewhere before I forget it. Memory like a sieve at the moment. Hold on. Owl and mouse. Bauble. Friends. There we go. Right, let's. Oh. Re-sketch out this little robin. So keeping his eye. Yeah. So just so I can see the marks I want to keep, I'm just pressing slightly harder with my pencil this time. We'll go there. It's got like a little spiky out bit of his feathers there, and then main feather there. Claws. Oh, that could be almost touching his nose. So the red part of his belly is kind of here. He's got a tiny bit of a tail coming down. That works better because it's nearly about the same distance from the edge as what the fox is. So. To be honest, when I come to actually painting it in acrylic paint, you'll probably find it'll move again anyway. This is basically just about getting the rough position. Feathers, feathers, feathers. Rub that bit out, otherwise it makes him look like he's got a giant head. Right, so I definitely know that there's going to be some snowdrops and some tall grass. They're probably going to be ridiculously long snowdrops. Obviously you probably wouldn't get them that big in real life, but maybe he's sitting down crouching or like laying down. Right, so let me just roughly sketch in a few little snowdrops. Once I've found a few little references. I'm just drawing some tall grass at the moment, just while my Google is opening up. Right, snowdrops. Images. Okay. So they kind of have like a little bulby bit. This is where it's a bit easier to do it on a canvas board than on a bauble, because the little snowdrop marks, oh god, don't fall apart on me. The little snowdrop marks I done on the little bauble were just like little white blobs, whereas on the canvas I can actually make them look a little bit more like snowdrops. tend to be that kind of shape. So yeah, they always seem to be 3 petals, and then some in the middle. They've got like this bit in the middle which has little green patches on. So I just need to kind of do them in various directions. That one's too close. Long bits of grass. So there's definitely going to be more snowdrops around this bit, but I think we need to have a few just in front of Mr. Foxy as well. Not too many that it ends up covering up too much of his face, but it's mainly just to fill in the gap down at the bottom, and then to fill in the gap at the top we'll end up hopefully with some stars. I was considering putting a moon in, but I think it might just be better as stars. So I'm going to put a little actual proper snowdrop here, just in front of Mr. Fox. Try and vary the shape a little bit so they don't all look like they're just copied. Probably be quite nice to have a little snowdrop just near his ear. I wonder if there's one where you can, it's like as though you're looking up into it a bit more. Not really, I think they all tend to be fairly pointing downwards. So a snowdrop there. Snowdrop bud, where it's not actually yet. I think from what I can remember when I originally designed the little baubles, the reason I chose snowdrops is that they sort of remind me of Christmas lights, especially when they're like unopened. So I like it to have like a little subtle hint. It doesn't have to be a Christmas picture. Obviously you get foxes and robins and snowdrops nearly all year round type of thing, but little hints of Christmas in there. I am definitely someone who gets quite carried away with Christmas times. Like I tend to have a habit of watching Christmas films like in July, but that, to be honest, that there is a reason for doing that, in that it kind of, I like to start designing different things for Christmas fairly early on, and so to put me in the mood for designing stuff for Christmas. I watch like Christmas films really early in the year, so like I was watching Nativity and Elf in July. Or like sometimes I'll put on the little Hallmark Christmas movies that you get on YouTube, the little random ones. They tend to be quite helpful for thinking of different ideas. But yeah, I basically live my year being an elf anyway, because that's all I tend to do is sit and make things. So yeah, just basically just kind of collecting a few different references of snowdrops. Kind of just using them to help flesh out the design idea at the bottom. I might do it so that it covers a little bit of Robin's tail but not too much. Have a few bits of grass that folded over. Okay. Do another one over here. I don't have to worry too much about sketching them out fully, because when I come to painting it, I'll probably move around and stuff anyway. It's more just to remind myself of what I want to put there. Right. That feels quite well sketched out, so the only other bit I just need to fill in is up here. Oh, I think my lead might have just run out. Yep. Let's find some new lead. La 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 la. Go for 2B. 2B or not to be. Let's put that over there. Just feel a little bit premature doing a Christmas illustration, but I call it a Christmas illustration in September. I really need to turn my head for Inktober actually. That's before Christmas. Right, so I don't really need... What was I doing? Sketching out stars. But yeah, I think for Inktober I'm planning on kind of using it as a way to create stories and stuff and characters. So hopefully I'll be doing a few of them as live streams. I do actually need to sit some point over the next few days and edit a couple of Inktober videos that I'd done last year. Like took part in Inktober last year, but I spectacularly failed basically and only done a few days. But I found the video footage that I filmed of creating some of my Inktober drawings last year, and it feels a bit of a shame to not kind of do anything with them. So I think I'm still going to kind of edit them and just post them as like pre-Inktober drawings. And then another autumn drawing that I do want to do is a fox in a pumpkin patch. Just realised my little leg cup has got a broken foot, along with a broken bauble. Not salty about that at all. Right, I think for the sketching stage that is pretty much done. It's quite good because it kind of pretty much was already planned out by the bauble, so I didn't really need to spend too much figuring out what I was doing on it. So Let me just have a quick little sip of my tea and a glass of water. The tea's gone cold and that. Yep, very, very cold. Go for water instead. I really need to get something to sort out the fact that whenever I draw on a canvas board my hand gets so filthy. That's actually not the worst. Well, I think I'm getting a bit of a chest infection. My throat and my chest all feel a bit sore tonight. Let me just pull this out. Right. Just gonna Alright, just updating social media as to what I've done so far. All sketched out on canvas. Now about to paint it. On my YouTube. I always feel a bit silly doing social media posts. I never quite to say or post or do. I'm very bad at social media. But there we go. Give it a go and see what happens. Hold on. Ralphie, what's wrong? What's up, puppet? Hold on, I will be back in a minute. I'm just gonna go check that Ralphie's alright. Right, back. Sorted Ralphie out. Right. Okay, I think it's probably time to get painting. Remove all my pencils out of the way. Try not to drop them all over the floor like I did a second ago. Right. Get my broken paint palette out. Oh god. So clumsy today. Right. Move my little bauble out of the way so he doesn't get more broken than what he already is. Okay. So I'm going to mix up a similar colour to what is on the actual bauble, so it's like a dark bluey, slightly, it's got like a little purpley tinge to it but not too purple. I don't want to make it too dark though because I won't be able to see the marks I've made. So I've got to get a little bit of blue. Might need a bit of black but not too much black. Bit more blue, tiniest bit of red, quite a bit of white to lighten it up. That definitely needs a bit more red in it. Doesn't have to be exactly the same as what I painted on the bauble. Okay, let me just water it down a bit, because the more watery it is, the more I'll be able to see the marks I've drawn. Okay, I've got a nice big chunky flat brush. Just going to completely paint over the canvas. Water. I'll have to definitely put some music on in a minute. I go oh, I can move this paint palette closer. Not paint palette, water jug. Hold on, I've got too many things to juggle around. Where's my big brush gone? There it is. So you can see, you can just about see that's cold. The marks that I've made underneath, which is quite good, because if obviously with the robin especially, if I want to still move it along and stuff, you just kind of use the lines of guidance. The only issue is I didn't mix up enough of the background colour, so it's going to look a bit patchy and different, but that's fine because we're about to cover it with normal acrylic paint anyway, so let's get the whole canvas covered. So if you're joining the live stream now, you probably think, oh, she's been doing a live stream for an hour and a quarter and all she's got is a blue canvas. But it's because I'm now on to the actual painting stage. I've worked out where everything is laying in pencil. I'm not gonna lie, I probably should have got some more blue out before I painted this background because it's gone a little bit grey colour, but we're about to cover most of it up anyway. It's mainly this bit up here that I'll end up probably having to repaint because the rest of it is going to rub in and the fox, so won't really see it. Definitely should have tried to mix up some more of the blue, but never mind. Right, so I can just about still see some of the marks underneath. Just realised probably part of the reason why this is looking very grey is it might have picked up a lot of the graphite, but that's fine because we're about to cover it up with some acrylic paint. Just going to let that dry just a little bit. Doesn't need to wait too long with acrylic paint, which is quite good. Whilst it is drying, I think I'm going to get out and some red paint. If you've watched me do like a live stream before, you'll probably know what I'm about to do next, but what I tend to do is mix up like a blacky reddy acrylic paint and go around and improve like my drawing or sketching stage. So I'll mix up like a blacky red, make it quite liquidy or fluid, so it can draw around the lines quite easily. Yeah, basically re-go over the marks that I've just covered over with paint, but kind of do it in a way where I correct them a bit as I go along, so you'll find that the shape of the thing that I've just drawn probably changes quite a lot because I tend to pay a bit more attention to where I'm drawing things. Especially, you'll probably find, especially on this one, that the robin's wing is probably going to expand and change shape a bit because I didn't really sketch it out too well. I'm just trying to find a nice brush to use, fairly thin one. I don't necessarily have to be thin, it just has to be fairly pointy. Broken. I've got that song stuck in my head, I'm not gonna lie. I can't find a paintbrush that I like. I'll try this one. It's a bit bigger and chunkier than what I would usually use, but it's got a fairly nice like point on it. So yeah, I'm just going to mix in a little bit of water with the black and white paint, black and red paint even. I'm not going to use straight black because I tend to try and avoid that when I'm doing actual paintings. I'm mixing a bit more water to make it nice and fluidy. I'm not going to use that brush, that's too big. Change my mind again. We'll use this one, slightly less big. Yeah, that's probably the better one. Right, so I need to re-go over the marks I've just covered up with the paint. So I'm going to probably start with the fox again, but this time I'm really going to try and pay attention to get everything correct on it. Let me just pull up the reference photo again. Mr. Foxy. I know I've got him saved, so there he is. Right. Ugh, I just stuck my finger in a load of white paint then. Nice. Right, let me zoom in a bit. Okay, where to start? Let's go for his nose again. That's where I started last time. See, as I say, this time when I'm going over it, I'm kind of using the marks that I've done in pencil as like a guidance, but as I'm going over this time I might find that bits of it change shape, might move a little bit. It's just where I'm noticing the position and proportions of things a bit more and paying attention to that. It's like a second sketch stage. Because yeah, I roughly, when I was doing the sketching stage, roughly positioned everything. Now it's more about making sure that everything looks like the correct proportion and stuff. It also gives me a chance to change anything that I don't like before I commit to actually like blocking out colours and adding details, because it's a lot harder to change things later on in the line. It's not impossible to, especially with acrylic paints, but it kind of comes down to that saying that I can never remember, but I always think the one way to do with checking it twice and only having to do it once or something. I can never remember the actual saying, but it comes down to that. Right, let's get the side of his mouth properly sketched in. As I say, I think the thing that I'm going to enjoy most about like not doing this on the bauble is that I'm going to be able to add a lot more detail onto this one than what I was able to do on the little, because it was tiny. I had to do a lot of like that thing where I was kind of holding my breath when I was painting everything in. I'm gonna have to put some music on in the background because I keep singing the same song over and over again. It's driving me up a wall. Got like a little earworm. The only trouble is I probably won't be able to play it on actual live because copyright. Let's carry on getting this little fox sketched out while Spotify opens. So I've got like little indenty bit here. I definitely didn't quite get the same colour background, but that's alright. When I come to painting the bits that I'm going to keep as background, I'll be able to mix slightly better colour up, hopefully. It was mainly because I was too lazy to get the blue and pink out, so I just used the blue and the pink that I already had on my palette. And they weren't quite the right ones, but never mind. Also, I had to kind of keep the blue, the background colour slightly lighter, so I could actually see the marks that I was making I'd already drawn on underneath. Right, it's painting his little ear at the back. So I think when I sketched it, I'd done it so it was going too far this way. It actually tends to come up a bit, then there, and then it's in line with his nose type of thing. Okay. So this ear, it's straight and then curves upwards. Mix a bit more water into the paint that I'm using. So this time round I'm also focused on adding a few more like hints at what is there, so like the shadow areas and stuff like that, rather than just shapes. So I might pay a bit more attention to like the shape of the eye and stuff like that. Surely I must have a better paintbrush than this somewhere. This one's horrible. Try this one. That's a bit better. It's a bit smoother. Start figuring out the side of his head a bit more. Make sure that ear doesn't come up too high compared to this ear, so it kind of flattens more there. That's definitely a good decision, changing brushes anyway. That was irritating me, it's all scratchy. We got buzz car. I want to get to anywhere. Maybe we can do. Sketch out the inside of its ear, Mr. Foxy's ear. Could be someone, be someone. Right, so he is roughly sketched out. Let me move over to sketching Mr. Robin. Gotta be sneaky and have some tzatziki and celery. Right, so I need to move on to re-sketching out the little robin. Sorry, that was really crunchy. Probably not the best idea to eat celery on a live stream. So I need to shift everything along a little bit. Right, let me find the reference again for the little robin. I need to be careful where I put that tzatziki because I'm going to end up using it as paint. I reckon I can't read my songs anymore. All up in my face tonight. Don't wanna be my sons anymore. Sons anymore. So out of the two, I think the robin is probably going to be the one which changes shape a lot during this little correction stage. everything's wrong and make it right. I need your love, I need your time, when everything's wrong. I need your love.
Yeah.
Cry, baby, I'm not sure I let you go. No, I ain't the same girl I was before. Keep on crying, baby. Cry, baby, I'm not sure I let you go. And I ain't the same girl I was before. You can keep on crying, baby. Remember to sketch his little claws in. Cry, baby, you're my for a living. That I ain't the same girl I was before. I'm in that type of mood where I keep on having to listen to like the same song like 3 times. I ain't the same girl I was before. There ain't no sense. You can keep on crying, baby. I'm gonna do one more time. I ain't the same girl I was before. I called you up and you replied. never know. And I ain't the same girl I was. Just about managing to fit the little robin's wing in. I was a bit worried that its wingspan was going to end up off the canvas, but actually just about the right place. You can keep on crying, baby. Keep on crying, baby. Might lose this one off it a bit, but that's fine. Right, so that's basically where the wing is. I was before. They might change a bit of shape when I add the painting, when I actually come to paint them, but it's basically where they lie. A bit more of the chlorine. Okay, right, let's get a few more of the snowdrops sketched in. Well, baby, I'm a door 11. I ain't the same girl I was before. Right, snowdrops. I feel like I could eventually turn this into quite a nice little colouring page. I keep saying that. I keep on adding more tasks for me to do. I'd also maybe quite like to do it where it's slightly more cartoony and perhaps like part of a storybook or more of a children's storybook illustration. God, I'm determined to make me listen to this song on Spotify. That isn't the song that I'm trying to listen to. Try this one. That's all I'm trying to listen to. Oh, goodness me. Give up on Spotify. Sorry, just fiddling around with stuff on my desk. As I said earlier, I'm sort of filming this, little bits of this as well for a studio vlog. So da, 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 da. Let's get a little leaf painted in. One thing I've got to decide is if the snowdrops are in front of the robin and fox. Well, they're obviously in front of the fox, but if they're in front of the robin or if they're behind him. Coming to adding colour to it. That's one snowdrop sketched out properly. Got to sketch out the rest of them now. Let's put one here. Do like drawing snowdrops because, as I said earlier, they slightly remind me of Christmas fairy lights, and also they're quite like repetitive and fairly easy to draw, and they're quite good for filling in gaps because they're quite big. Take my headphones off now because got nothing playing. I gave up trying to use Spotify because some reason it just kept on playing its own songs. I'll try to remember to make sure to draw a few of the snowdrops in slightly different directions. Probably won't sketch all of them out though, because when it comes to painting in the grass and stuff, just gonna hint at what is there for now. Really got that song stuck in my head. I thought listening to it a couple of times would get it, move the earworm along, but it hasn't. Catch the earworm. The same was before. Right, so I think I'm just going to finish off sketching in the grass and the snowdrops, and then I'll probably sketch in just a few little hints at some stars, and then I'll probably leave the studio vlog there for tonight. And then hopefully on Sunday, I know I keep saying I'm going to do a really long stream on a Sunday, but hopefully this Sunday it will actually happen. I can spend Sunday finishing off a few of the paintings that I've started over the last few weeks on these live streams. So I've got my big bear painting to finish off. I've also got the otter paintings to do, the little fisherman friend illustration to do, this one as well. I'm sure I'll find a few other things that I need to finish off and work on Sunday. So yeah, hopefully on Sunday I'll do a really long live stream full of loads of different projects. But yeah, I'm sort of running out of steam now. Doesn't help that I've got I swear I'm getting a chest infection because my throat and my chest is still feeling funny. So yeah, we're just painting a few little star shapes. If I have time between now and Sunday, there's a couple of these little things that I might turn into colouring book pages for people to do as they paint along type thing. I probably won't know, so don't hold me to that. I did want to do that with my little fisherman's friend illustration. Right, So I've definitely made a start on this little project. I'm not going to go much further with it tonight because, as I say, I'm running out of steam now. But yeah, so it's gone from being this little painting on my little broken bauble, which I've still gutted that I ended up smashing, it ended up falling apart today. Hopefully I can get some glue over the next couple of days and glue it all back together again. Oh gosh, oh no, don't all fall off now. Sit in your little egg. Sit in your little egg cup and stay there. Don't go rolling off again, Mr. Bauble. Right, so yeah, it's gone from being that little illustration on the bauble to now being sketched out on this canvas, ready to hopefully paint, and then hopefully I can eventually turn it into like a greetings card or print or stuff like that. But yeah, hopefully it will end up looking all pretty and slightly Christmassy, but not too Christmassy, but it is sort of Christmassy, not gonna lie.